Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is Matty here from Chill TCG. Now this is a video I've been putting off for some time now. Since Battle Styles released, there was a lot of really great new decks that I wanted to cover. A lot of old decks that came up and rose in the format that I definitely wanted to cover. But now I think it's an appropriate time, and you knew we'd have to do it at some point. Today we're going to be talking about ADP Zacian. Perhaps the most played, of course, but perhaps the best deck in the format. Even in this Battle Styles format, it's gotten a few things to it. It's changed a little bit, but for the most part, this deck hasn't gone anywhere. It's still seeing a massive amount of play, a lot of success, and today we're going to be talking about the new and improved, upgraded ADP Zacian list, to better fit this Battle Styles format. So we're going to get right into it, guys. Of course, a lot of these cards you probably know, but a few of these are kind of new inclusions into the deck. We're going to explain this list here, and then we're going to get into some games and probably just destroy people on the ladder. First things first, we get two Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia in here. Of course, it's what the deck is based around. We want to get that Altered Creation GX attack off, and then hopefully Ultimate Ray take 3 prizes, and then we just win the game. Nothing our opponent can really do at that point. Of course, for draw support, we've got 2 Dedenne-GX, a Crobat, and then we also have an Eldegoss V in here to get those bosses out of the Discord pile. Just another out to gust, which this deck loves to do. We're running 3 Zacians in this list. I don't know if you necessarily need 4. You never use more than 1 or 2 in a game. And for consistency reasons, I think 3 is just fine. So nothing too crazy there. We still do have a Mawile-GX in the deck. Absolutely fantastic. It's going to help us in so many matchups. Again, we don't have any tech in here for Decidueye, and you might notice that. And yes, Decidueye has done very well recently, but I do think that eventually it's just going to fall off. It's not necessarily something that I'm super comfortable teching for, at least, overall building this deck. I suppose if you're going into the next Chill series, you might throw an Aegislash or a second Mawile in the list. But overall, I think that this is the best way to play ADP these days. But again, as the meta shifts, you might want to implement a second an Aegislash or a second Mawile. But for right now, just one Mawile in the deck. For sure, and now some new inclusions into ADP. Yes, indeed, we do have a Mewtwo and Mew-GX thrown in here. The reason for this is that, we can discard an ADP pretty easily in this list, and we can grab a Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo is very good. It's got 10 HP less than ADP, but of course, we can just use the ADP's attacks on Mewtwo with the same energy, so we can kind of use it in play, but the reason why we play Mewtwo is, of course, because it is a Psychic-type Pokemon, and we are hitting super effective against those Urshifu VMAXs, so, that's just something to keep in mind. It's just another option, gives the deck a little bit more of, a spread, and kind of eliminates weaknesses, adds sort of resistances, things like that. Of course, we're not something that we're going to want to play against Dragapult or maybe even other Mewtwo lists like Pikarom, but, it's there for if, that Urshifu matchup is becoming kind of an issue. Just going to be kind of the better option in that scenario. So we have one Mewtwo in the deck. That's a new inclusion, but of course we also have an Empoleon V. Now, Empoleon V is very interesting. It's a new, V water-type attacker here that came out in Battle Styles. Going to be very, very good here. The reason we run Empoleon mainly is for that attack. It's only 1 water energy and 2 colorless, which works very well in ADP Zacian here. We have Swirling Slice, 130, and then you move an energy attached to this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. Now, the reason we're running Empoleon V, you're like, 130 doesn't seem that much. Yeah, it's decent water-type coverage, but why would you run this over things like Milotic? The reason for this is just the 1 water in its attack cost, similar to Milotic. However, the 130 plus the ADP boost is 160, and then, hitting for weakness on things like Victini and Sandiscorch will one-shot that Pokemon, so that is the reason. Retreat cost of 2. Weak to Lightning, although Lightning is not very popular in the format right now. And the ability is also very good on Empoleon. We have Emperor's Eyes, so as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's basic Pokemon in play have no abilities, except for Pokemon with a rule box, which includes Pokemon V or GX, etc. Now, this is really good in a lot of decks like Welder that like to run Jirachi. This ability shuts down Jirachi, so you kind of lock a Jirachi in the active spot, force them to switch without Stellar Wishing, which is very, very important, as well as, of course, hitting for weakness, right? So just a really good Pokemon. It kind of helps that matchup a lot, and a lot of times ADP can somewhat struggle against Welder-type archetypes, like Sandiscorch and Victini right now. So Empoleon, probably the best Water-type attacker, and Welder decks are probably the most common in the format right now. They're kind of split between, Blounce, Victini, Sandiscorch, but if you combine them all, they're probably the most played archetype, because I kind of put them all in one category. So Empoleon, definitely important in this list for sure. And also moving an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon after you attack is actually very, very good, so keep that in mind. So Empoleon V is another inclusion into this list. 12 Pokemon in total, everything you could possibly need. Now getting into the trainer cards. We've got 4 Cherish Balls, because we have a ton of GXs. We have 2, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 GXs in the deck. So literally half of our Pokemon are GXs, so we have 4 Cherish Balls. And the other half, we just have 4 Quick Balls as well. You know, and they're all basic Pokemon. So realistically, between those 4 Pokemon searches, we should be able to consistently find everything that we need in the deck. 2 energy spinners. Now, you're going to notice we're not running hammers in this ADP list. It's all about consistently getting that GX attack off as early as possible. This list honestly likes to go second and try to get that first turn GX, because if you do, you're in a very, very good situation for sure. So we got the 2 spinners in here and 4 energy switches. Again, both of those contribute to the consistent altered creation early game, and that's really the main goal of this deck. Now, the next thing you'll notice is that we're only running 2 switch cards in here. However, we have 3 of the new escape ropes, which of course is a switch, but at the same time it's also Fion, right? And that's a very powerful ability, and in ADP, escape rope almost like all the time is preferred over just a normal switch, right? It also has that kind of gusting, half of a gust effect to it. So definitely an incredible card. And a very, very important implementation into this new ADP list, this new upgraded ADP list. So that is the reason why we are running 3 escape rope and 2 switches. Typically, we'd be running 4 switches and maybe 2 air balloons in the deck, you know, get those double switches out with Zacians and whatnot. But now we have 3 escape rope, 2 switches, which is technically 5 switching options and like 3, you know, half gust Fion options, as well as the 2 air balloon. Makes the deck that much more consistent, that much more dangerous. And of course, we do have the 4 metal saucers. You should be running it in any Zacian deck. ADP Zacian is no different. 1 great catcher, just something that we can, you know, potentially find late in the game or mid-game after we altered creation. It's just going to be a really good gusting option to gust up those Dedennes, Mawiles, or Corios, things like that, you know, which we like to take 3 prizes with ADP. So definitely going to be really clutch in the deck. Just 1 chaotic swell, because why not? We have a space to run the stadium, and it's actually going to really help our Welder matchup, which we are teching for. So this deck here, this version of ADP is teching for Urshifus with the Mewtwo, and then kind of Welder, right, with the Empoleon and the chaotic swell. E-turn is being played less, so we don't really need to run hammers. And when we're playing the mirror against other ADPs, we most likely just want to be as consistent and as fast-paced as possible, getting our GX attack off as quickly as we can. So that's the reason why we're building like this with ADP, and I think this is the best way to play ADP. On to supporters, we have 4 boss, of course, very, very important in ADP, being able to boss up our opponent's Pokemon and take those, you know, one-hit KOs for multiple prize cards. 4 research, again, just consistency, and we only have 1 Marnie in the deck, just because why not? We have the space, might as well run a nice little disruptive, but also consistent draw supporter in the deck. Between the Dedennes, Crobats, Research, Marnie, we should have enough to consistently dig through our deck to find the cards that we need. Now, onto the tool cards, we do have 2 air balloons. Switching in this deck's important. It's just good to have those outs to get those double switches if you need to go into the Zacian or whatnot. Also, air balloon does work with Mewtwo. You do have a retreat cost of 2. Everything in your deck except ADP, but that's not going to be too big of an issue. And then of course we had 1 Rusted Sword, just because a lot of times with the ADP boost, you know, and as well as the Rusted Sword, Zacian can hit for 290, and that's a very good number to hit, especially against other tag team Pokemon. You can KO your opponent's ADP, Reshizard, Mewtwo, whatever it might be, Pikachu, Zekrom, Raichu, and a Alolan Raichu, right? That's all pretty important. So that's why we have Rusted Sword in the deck. It's just going to be a good out to potentially dig for that in some scenarios, other than digging for a gusting card, right? If you're maybe out of those options, or, you know, it just gives you another out to potentially take that last KO for the rest of your prize cards. And then of course for energies, we have 8 metal, 3 water, nothing different there. Everything's pretty much the same. So that's the new ADP Zacian, guys. I've talked about it for a little bit too long. I don't know why I spent 8 minutes talking about it, but you know what? The new ADP, we're going to get to some games, and we're probably just going to destroy some people on the ladder with this deck that is, you know, considered by most to be one of the best decks in the format, if not the best deck in this new Battle Styles format. So let's get into it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I apologize for making an ADP video, but I had to do it. I did take it. I did wait a little bit long, so don't get too mad about that. But all right, let's get into it, guys. Let's play some games. All right, everybody, let's get into some games here. We're playing the new ADP Zacian. We're playing Joe Domadragi? I don't have no idea how to say that name. He might be playing ADP as well. ADP is absolutely ridiculous. It is what it is. It's even just like the coin. Would I like to go first? I'm actually going to go second, and we're going to try to get that sweet, sweet turn 1 Altered Creation GX. Not the best hand I've ever seen, for sure. But you never know what we're going to top deck. A lot of things, a lot of possibilities here. At least we'll get metal in the discard pile, but discarding Escape Rope and E-Switch is not super ideal, and it looks like we're probably going to have to burn our second Dedenne off this Quick Ball, as long as it's not prized. This starting hand is not ideal at all, but you know what? You never know what you can do here on your first turn with ADP. Well, it looks like we're playing Single Strike Urshifu. I'm not too worried about that. This deck likes to run at a pretty consistently slower pace, although it can one-shot everything on our board. We can kind of go boss game, things like that. He probably isn't going to be putting too many 2-prizers down, so I don't know how good this matchup is realistically, but we're going to try our best. And there's the Dedenne from him, so that's a free 3 prizes for us anyway. He's definitely digging because he wants to get a Houndour down on his bench. He's going to Pokecom here. Away the promo. Single Strike Urshifu. Pretty cool, and he is going to grab that Houndour. Very important for him to get at least one, preferably 2 Houndours on his board here. And just one is what he's going to do here. Ooh, a second E-switch off the draw is not going to be ideal for us at all whatsoever. We are going to have to Dedenne out of this hand. It's just the only thing that we can do. We're going to be discarding 3 metal energies in the process, but you know what? Not much else that we can really do at this point. We are going to grab our ADP just because, well, Mewtwo could be very good, but we just don't have a way to discard it, right? And we only have 1 here, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to have to just grab the ADP. Preferably, Mewtwo would be better in this scenario, but he probably is just running Jirachi anyway. We're going to put the Zacian down for sure, and I am just going to switch into the ADP just because we have the option now. And I could put a second Zacian on my board, but I don't really want to yet. We're just going to go ahead and Marnie him and potentially somehow draw into what we need. We still have the option, guys. This is what's crazy about this list, is that we still have the option. We're going to go ahead and Metal Saucer here. And now we're going to quick ball away Empoleon. Empoleon's probably not going to be too important in this matchup. What we can do is go ahead and grab our Crobat. We can go ahead and grab the Crobat. Now, what I kind of want to do is burn this Cherish Ball. And what I might do is play this Mawile down. But I could just not grab anything and then draw 5 off here. We still have 2 E-Switch in the deck. That's what we're hoping to draw into here. 33 cards. Unfortunate that we discarded 2 in that first hand for sure. But I think that our best option is... If we play down this Crobat, we only have 1 bench space left. I don't think it's actually going to matter too much. So I'm just going to grab the Mawile now. I'm going to put it down. I might be able to snag something. Either way, we're going to be able to look at his hand here. There's the Urshifu, so we're going to be able to get that down. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to Crobat, and then here's what's important is if we draw into that E-switch. Unfortunately, we do not. However, we do have the Metal Energy in hand, so we're not too worried about that. We did find our second Metal Saucer. We're just going to put that on our Zacian here. And now we can feel pretty comfortable to just go ahead and pass our turn. Unfortunately, missing on that... on that GX turn 1, but we did get 3 energies on the board. Next turn, we're going to be able to GX, and having two energies early on our Zacian, as well as getting those 2 2-prizers down on his board, are going to be extremely, extremely important. He's going to put the Stone Energy on his Urshifu VMAX there, or V, rather. Not too, we're not too worried about that. At the most, he's going to be able to get 3 energies onto his VMAX this turn. So, we're kind of in the clear here. Even if he KOs... Our ADP, we literally just go boss game, right? I mean, if we got the GX attack this turn, it would have been absolutely ridiculous because we could have just attached, bossed up the Dedenne and then just won, right? Just right there. Does get the second Houndour down. Again, I don't think it matters as long as we're able to find our boss. We should be in a totally fine position. The 2 energies on the Zacian is good for us for sure. However, we're probably gonna have to set up a second Zacian at some point. So perhaps, perhaps putting the Mawile down wasn't actually super necessary. But getting that second V Pokemon down last turn was actually pretty good here. And he's going to Laser Focus. So next turn, we most likely will be seeing the VMAX and a nice KO for him. But, it is what it is. What we can do, actually, is burn a boss because we still have Eldegoss in deck. So what I'm actually just going to do that. This thing has a retreat cost of 2. He's down 1 switch already. I'm feeling pretty good overall. I mean, he obviously can switch out, but if he doesn't, he only has 3 cards in hand, right? So we kind of have to make him work for it for sure. He does have Tower of Darkness down, so it would have been nice to find Chaotic Swell. Maybe it's surprised it didn't actually check. And he's going to burn his tower. Draw 2, so now he's got 5 cards in hand. He did just draw 1. So we'll see. We'll see what he's, what he's got working with right here. If he doesn't here, okay, so he does have the switch. He's going to put down a second V, attach the energy. Now, does he have like a research in hand? That would be pretty fortunate for him for sure. He's already down 2 research and a boss, but, I got to imagine he just has it like that. He doesn't. That's pretty unfortunate for him for sure. Pretty unfortunate for him for sure. Let's Spinner. We can just grab the water just because we're not going to need it for anything else here. And now I feel pretty comfortable just going ahead, KOing this to Dedenne. And now I don't think that we possibly lose really at all, to be 100% honest with you. I mean, we can lose, right? I'm not saying that we can't. But I think it's a little bit less likely. What do I want to do here? I I kind of want to keep that metal there, and I kind of just want to grab 2. Although we could set it up on the Mawile, but Mawile's not really doing enough to KO anything on his board. We really just need Zacian here. But he's going to have to KO the ADP, so that being said, I think that we're in a pretty decent position. Although we did already burn both of our Dedennes and our Crobat. So that is pretty difficult. We don't really have anything to play here. So I'm just thinking. I think we just grab them. We have a couple E-switches in the deck, so we're going to attach the metal to this Zacian here. Now we're attaching the water. I think we can attach the water to this. Actually, let's just set up the Mawile. There's no reason not to, right? It kind of just makes the most sense. Now our ADP is going to get knocked out, but we can also draw something here off these prize cards. We are taking 3 prizes. We get the Saucer, we get the ADP, and then another Energy. Going to be a little bit difficult for us, but we can also actually set up another Zacian pretty easily now. So I'm not too worried. We have a couple turns to draw some stuff, get some stuff rolling here. Even if he sets up the VMAX, he has to KO 3 of our Pokemon, right? Because he's gonna KO the 3 prizer, the 2 prizer, and then he has to get another KO. So I'm pretty confident just attacking him twice with Zacian and Mawile and finishing off the KO there, right? And also if he benches another Dedenne or something like that, we're in a pretty decent position. He puts down the Crobat, so that's something else that we can potentially boss up. But we need boss, right? Great Kitcher's not going to work because we burnt our boss, bossing up the Dedenne. He's going to go ahead and research here. He's going to go down to 6 cards in his deck. So he's kind of rushing here. Of course, digging for that VMAX, does find another Houndour. Oh, he's just going to go ahead and pass, so that is pretty unfortunate for him. And we're just going to retreat into Zacian, and that's going to be the game. I mean, this is how ADP goes, right? I mean, it's tough. There's not much decks that are more consistent than ADP. I mean, this guy dug through his entire deck and with the VMAX, so that's pretty unfortunate. We did miss the turn 1 GX, but if we did, this game would have ended just 1 turn quicker, I think. But yeah, I mean, pretty simple, right? I mean, that's just what ADP does. I'm sure that guy's just tilted because, again, he's just taking another L to ADP on the ladder. Let's get into another game. Let's see if we can't get a nice start with ADP here, get some good gameplay. It looks like we're playing Dragapult Urshifu, which could be a very interesting matchup. We definitely just go straight with the ADP business, and we're not really worried too much about, you know, of course, the the Mewtwo, because that Dragapult could be a problem. We're going to say to go second. We are going to try to get that first turn GX attack off. That's going to help us a whole lot here in this matchup. Now, I'm going to start with Zacian just because we do have Air Balloon here. Crobat in the hand, as well as Cherish Ball, Rusted Sword. So a lot of really good things in our hand here. I don't think Rusted Sword's actually going to help us at all. This looks like to be, yep, for sure, Dragapult and Urshifu combined. Urshipult, I guess, is what I like to call it. Yeah, we're going to take 2 cards as well. That's pretty good. We like that. Ooh, E-Switch, too. If we could top deck, perhaps, like a Saucer or something like that, that would be insane. But it looks like we're going to attach the Air Balloon here. We're going to Quick Ball away the Metal Energy. And now I think what we can grab is maybe we just turn 1 Mawile. That could be pretty interesting. This Cherish Ball, probably going to want to grab ADP here. We have Marnie, so we could potentially Crobat and then Dedenne out, which could be the best decision for us, I think, maybe. So for this Quick Ball, I think what we need to do is grab either ADP. I think we have to grab ADP. Or Dedenne, I guess it doesn't actually matter the order in which we do that. So we're just going to grab Dedenne there. Let's Cherish Ball. We're going to grab our ADP. We're going to do all this good stuff here. I'm just going to attach this Rusted Sword to ADP just to get it out of my hand. It's not actually doing anything, but it's just going to allow us to draw 2 extra cards here. We have the E-Switch, but that's not good for us because, of course, we prized E-Switch. So what I'm going to do is Dedenne away this hand. It's not ideal. We need to draw into like a spinner and some other good stuff here. Okay, so yeah, this isn't great. We are just going to switch into ADP here. A lot of things kind of not going correct in this game so far. And I think at this point it might be smart for us to just kind of bail on the, on the whole turn 1 GX strategy. We do already have 2 metal in our discard. I don't really feel great discarding another one, as well as already having 2 E-Switch in there as well. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to attach to ADP. I am going to actually just grab Mawile, just in case, he has like something in hand, like a Crobat or something that he wants to pop. He doesn't, but we're going to look through his hand. He has plenty of different things that he can grab. So that's something to keep in mind here. And I'm just going to end my turn on the good old Intrepid Sword here. What do we grab? We do find a Spinner and a Metal Energy, which is always good. Next turn, we're pretty much guaranteed to get the GX attack off. Kind of an unfortunate, both games here where we've had a little bit unfortunate starts here. Not able to get that turn 1 GX, but typically it's pretty fine. Having 2 Metal in our discard is not bad at all. Having a Boss in our discard, not bad at all. He's going to Marnie us, of course. We did see that in his hand. Not super ideal. I'm pretty confident that we'll draw into at least something off this Marnie, although we are down a few Cherish Balls. Yeah, so a very good hand for us to draw into here. Even if he attaches to Dragapult, you know, gets some things set up, I'm just not too worried about the trajectory of this match here. Could we see, yeah, so again, you know, just not an amazing turn for him, to be 100% honest with you. Now what I probably want to do is I'm just going to Saucer to this Zacian. I feel pretty fine about doing that. And I'm just going to put the Mawile onto, or the air balloon on Mawile in case I, of course, do get, you know what it is, Marnied again. So, now, he could evolve all 3 of his Pokemon this turn. That wouldn't be, like, the most ideal thing for us. But he missed an attachment last turn. For that reason, I'm pretty confident in our trajectory for this match. To be 100% honest with you. He's going to research out. So if he puts down a Dedenne, or not a Dedenne, or like a Dedenne or a Crobat, that could be super ideal for us. He's probably running Power Plant, so he's not running Dedenne. But we could perhaps see a Crobat this turn. He's going to discard the Psychic Energy, and he's going to grab that Crobat. So, you know, not too bad for us at all. The problem here is we're not actually going to be able to probably Boss and attach another energy to this ADP here. And that's a little bit unfortunate, but we do have some things we can draw into. We could draw into an energy, a Spinner, E-Switch. That could be very good for sure. He does evolve his Urshifu, or his Urshifu as well. It has the telescopic sight on that thing, and there's the Power Plant, so we're not going to be able to Dedenne again. Now, I don't actually feel that bad just going ahead and attacking one of these VMAXs with ADP here, because we're probably just safe to live a couple turns here. He's going to double switch, attach the Horror here, and he's just going to hit us with Shred, which I'm pretty fine with, to be 100% honest. There's the Escape Rope, which could be super interesting. Which one do we want to target in terms of our attacking, you know, in terms of the Pokemon that we attack? I think just attacking, well, here's the thing. If we Escape Rope, he could click Crobat, right, which would be like best case scenario for us. And even if he goes into Urshifu, I think that just attacking that's probably the, well, it probably isn't, though. We want to just attack the thing that has an energy onto it, right? So I guess that's something to keep in mind. It looks like we're going to have to just research, which is unfortunate for us. Because we just need an energy, right? We just need the old energy. But if we Escape Rope, then that gives us the option to attack with Zacian this turn. But I think we always want to attack with ADP. So I'm actually just going to click Escape Rope. I think it's always the right play, just in case he does click Crobat or something ridiculous. And even if he goes into Urshifu, I don't think that's bad. You know, that bad of an issue for us. Okay, wow. He actually did it. He actually did it. That is ridiculous. That's crazy. So now we can just draw here. We find the energy. We're going to attach to the ADP. We're going to retreat, go into this ADP. I don't know why he did that, to be 100% honest with you. Definitely not the correct play on his part. But you know what? It is what it is. We could put down the Zacian, because we have Boss in hand. Because, you know, if we Ultimate Ray here, what are we going to be, like, attaching to, right? So that's kind of the idea there. Power Plant's active. I feel kind of confident just putting down the Zacian and just going ahead and Ultimate Raying. Maybe that wasn't the correct decision, but we're taking 3 prize cards. We're going to grab these 3 metals and just set up both of our Zacians on our bench here. So I'm not too worried about really what's happening in this match right now. And now we have a couple turns. I don't really see how this doesn't go our way, to be honest with you. We could get stamped, could get Marnied. Of course, that's all things that could happen here. But you know, I'm not too worried, to be 100% honest with you. If he plays down another Crobat, we just win. Either way, I think we just attack, and we just win because we have, you know, Boss in hand. Eldegoss is now in the discard as well as a Boss, but we still have a bunch of things in deck that we can, of course, you know, go with. So I mean, I think that I don't think that him going into Crobat was the best decision. But honestly, just maybe attacking into this VMAX probably was our better play. But you know what? I do think taking the 3 prizes that turn was important. I think it's always good to take prizes when available. And he's going to be able to attack with Dragon Ball here. But again, I don't really see how that benefits him in any way, really. I mean, obviously it benefits him, but like, oh, there's the Eldegoss, so we just win. It's unfortunate. I mean, there's just not much you can do, right? Like, what, like, you just have to think about, like, like, you don't have any options. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to go all game without putting down any 2-prize Pokemon? Especially against an ADP, which is so fast, so consistent, loves to play down Dedennes and Crobats and whatnot. I mean, this is like his third turn, I think, and we already have ADP and 2 Zacians just filled with energies. I mean, this new list is ridiculous, right? Urshifu Dragapult is fantastic. It's one of the best decks in the format right now. One of my favorite decks in the format. But ADP, man, it's just so absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I don't see how we don't win this, to be 100% honest with you. You could see a Marnie. He could Marnie us. He's not, though. He's just going to attack us. And, you know, we're going to go ahead and take 6 prizes without him even taking any. So that's just kind of how this game goes sometimes. ADP, it's ridiculous, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're just going to go ahead and end the game. All right. I know, probably not the most interesting gameplay in the world. It's going to make me grab energy anyway. Probably not the most interesting games in the world, but you guys have seen this before. This is ADP, guys. It's gotten better. It really has. It's gotten better since Battle Styles came out. The Escape Ropes, the Mewtwo tech, Empoleon. Those are cards that we didn't actually see in this video, see much play. But in straight Urshifu lists, that Mewtwo could be important. We didn't find it in the first game. And that Empoleon, of course, is going to be good in Welder matchups. But this is ADP. It's ridiculous. It's the same old ADP, just better now, as well as cards people just not really prepping for it. Hammers is played a lot less, so, you know, ADP is extremely strong in the format right now. I apologize for making this video. I'm sorry. I know you guys probably just hate ADP, but the thing is, we had to do it. We had to do it because it is a very prominent deck in the format right now, and it is different now that Battle Styles has come out. I've been Matty from Chill TCG. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know, don't forget to click subscribe, like the video. It helps me, helps the algorithm, helps other people see the video. It makes a whole lot of sense if you enjoy yourselves here. Big shout out to the channel members. You guys are always you know, a big reason why we're able to do this every week. So big shout out to all of you. And don't forget to register for Chill Series number 25 coming up this Wednesday. It's going to be insane. We have 300 Battle Styles packs in the prize pool, 100% free entry, as well as a 2011 Tropical Beach going to first place. So definitely go check it out. Link to register will be down below. Shout out to the Filthy Goat and Card Cavern for sponsoring this tournament. I've been Matty from Chill TCG. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.